Hi. Rena asked the best question yesterday. She was telling me that she has a lot of found wools, you know, that she bought at recycling shops and such. She said she has a lot of grays, a lot of tans, and a lot of reds. So I sort of gathered together samples of these things. I know they won't be exactly what she has, but I want to show her a good way to know what to do with it, because she was asking what colors look good over it. So what I'm going to do is take 4 strong colors. I'm going to pour them in stripes so that we can get a good indication of what's going to happen to the color with them. So the colors I'm using are National Blue, Yellow, Red Violet, and Brilliant Green. So here we go. The first color I'm going to do is yellow, and I'm going to straddle it between the rows. And you can see I'm using quite a bit of dye. I probably used about a 1/4 teaspoon and a bit more, because especially with this dark color here, you need a lot of dye to change it. And yellow is the lightest color in the color wheel, naturally at its full saturation. So you saw me add the acid. Now I'm going to bring up my measure to about 2 cups. I probably have about a yard of wool in here, and that's why I'm really using a lot. So I'm going to pour it over both. Now you can see it doesn't change the tan that much because it's on the same side of the color wheel. Let's go now for our green. Any bright, strong green will do the trick here for you. Doesn't matter what dye company, just make sure you get the brightest of colors, because already there's deadening here because of the tans and the grays. They're already quite quiet. So it's okay to use these strong colors because the wool naturally quiets them down. Maybe they give them speech therapy too. So I'm going to pour green on this side of the yellow. I'm going to pour green on this side of the yellow, so that we can get a good indication about what's going to happen with these things. Next, I'm going to put blue. The reason I'm using National Blue is because right now I probably only have about a 1/4 cup of Magic Carpet Blue left, and yeah, I want to keep it, and I have lots of National Blue, so that's the reason I'm using it today. And it takes a lot of stirring because, you know, it's quite lumpy. So now on either side of my green, I'm going to pour a little thin stripe of blue. I'll pour some more over here. Good. And last but not least, I'm going to add some red violet. Now if you're a lover of red instead of red violet, you add that. I kind of like the interesting burgundy tones it turns with gray, and it also turns these really cheery cherry colors over tans, so that's why I'm using it. But I think you should experiment and use what you have and use what you want. This is a good way to do a little test patch of all your little bits and pieces that you've gathered to find out what they'll do when you add the different dyes. So now I just got one thin line here to add. And if I was really clever, I would have made a piece of wool to make an echo, but I'm not so clever today, and I don't have one ready. So now I'm going to mash it down, and I'm just going to kind of try to keep in the rows that we were. Make sure that I leave some of that yellow reserved, because if we push too much blue over into it, it's going to turn green. Okay, I think that looks good. Push down this corner. And I hope you enjoyed that. And as soon as it's done cooking in the oven at 350 degrees until the water is clear, I'll take another photo of it in the pan so you can see what it's like, and I'll attach it to this video. Thanks a lot.